Okay, we're going to get into another Ben Stowe level topic. Guys, somebody wanted to talk about diversity of microphones. What's the difference between true diversity and non-diversity and all these different aspects of it? I'll dig into that part of it. I'll handle the tech side of it. When you guys are looking at microphones, has that been a concern for you? And what little bit have you heard about those things as far as that you should be looking for one or the other? Dan?
You want to give us the tech side of it first?
Okay, I can certainly do that. There's really multiple different types of antenna systems for wireless microphones. There is the non-diversity, which is generally a single whip antenna. I don't even have one of those, but you guys have seen them. They could be the UHF, whatever, but it's a one. And that antenna feeds into the little tuner, and it goes out and it does its thing and into your mixer. That means that if there's an interference between the transmitting, my wireless microphone and that antenna, I'm basically done. That you're going to have the static. Then there is a diversity system. Now, a diversity system has a little more technology, and it's a 2-antenna system. And what happens is that it has 2 antennas, and then there's a little microprocessor kind of between the 2 antennas that looks and says, oh, antenna A is getting a better signal. We're going to use that one. Oh, wait a second. Antenna A is not, but antenna B, we're going to use antenna B. So there's a little piece that's between the antennas and the tuner. There's only one tuner in there. That diversity has one tuner, and that little tuner then will be told which antenna it's going to use. The signal gets sent to it, and then the tuner does its thing. Many companies make microphones a diversity microphone, and that's what they really push, especially if you're buying them on Amazon. Those diversity microphones will give you better coverage than the non-diversity, but they're not as good as the final step, which is true diversity. And those are the ones that most of us are buying, where it has the 2 antennas, so it looks the same as the diversity, and you're like, well, what's the big deal? Well, instead of having the antennas and then that little microprocessor brain, it has 2 antennas, it has 2 tuners. Then it has a little microprocessor brain, and that little microprocessor now is looking at what's coming out of the tuners and seeing which one is the best signal coming out of the tuners. So the tuners are doing all the heavy lifting, doing the best they can. Then the ultimate, that little microchip is now saying, ooh, look at tuner A is doing so much better. We like tuner A, or back and forth. That system is much more reliable, has many fewer dropouts, and gives you a better range. So you've got your 3 different levels of microphone. There's a difference in cost. You're talking, the non-diversity is like pennies on the dollar. That's something you buy, and the karaoke singer's 10 feet out there, it'll fuzz out, but hey, if they throw it in a beer, who cares? It's, $20. The diversity microphones, same situation, you might get 30, 40 feet out of it, whatever the distance is, but it's also less expensive. So if the whole thing takes a dive, I'm only out $100 or $79 is typically what you find. Then you get into the true diversity. There's more invested in that. There's more technology in that. There's more gear inside, whatever, and they do cost a little bit more. So prior to, have you guys, been looking for something when you've gone microphone shopping? Has that been part of your thought process?
I first of all never buy off Amazon. I buy everything from NLFX and my friends, and I really refer to them. Every show I talk about, I'm a big EV fan. I got the EV R3s. I talked to my friend Kat or Ben up there, and they helped me get the right for my locale. They get the right head for me, everything I need. I do the true diversity. It's amazing. So yeah, I rely on people that I can call and talk to, and Amazon's not those. So I got DVs, diversity, EV RE3s through my friends at NLFX, and it's an amazing microphone. I've dropped that thing a ton of times, and it still works. It's amazing.
And I think that's really the route I've gone. I have gotten some other microphones over the years as we're buying and such, but now we've gotten to the point is the microphones that I want to use in the field. It's like I'm just going to go to Ben, what would you recommend? I don't, until I started digging into the whole diversity thing and such, I knew there was a difference, but the actual why and how much of a difference in the end outcome, I didn't really pay that much attention to it, because it was like, Ben, what do you recommend? Okay, well, or let's see, what is Ben using at this show? Oh, he's using the EVRE3 system. Yeah, that must mean that I should be using it too. So that's how I've kind of gone. Dan, what have your kind of methodologies been?
Yeah, I didn't look for the idea of diversity versus true diversity. To be honest with you, that's why I share the tech side, because I never even put two thoughts into that. My piece all along has been the range that I'm going to get out of it, the sound that I'm going to get out of it, and the risk of dropout. So indirectly, I was looking for the true diversity. I have the Sennheiser G3 and the G4s. I personally like the metal case of the handheld. That's why it's weird. I like that piece. But again, like the same idea it was more about, I guess, what I got out of the true diversity without realizing that's what it was that I was going for.
And I think that, again, that happens with, I think, a lot of us that we just have our favorite dealer, whether it's Ben or whoever. And, we put faith in them to recommend something that's going to do the job that we need them to do. So there we go. The microphone question. Let's jump to our next question.